Yeah.
So the third item, which is actually the last item on our program for today, for now, we could go back to marginalizing, is the DAC project. DAC has been working very hard in the background, and they are a community program, and they come up with initiatives that support our community and support us working together as a people. And they have come up with a very, very, very brilliant project. It is long overdue, and we want to thank DAC for this genius initiative. So I will call on the DAC participants. Alem, if you want to run with this part of the Southern Cameroons International.
Okay, I'm going to say good afternoon to everyone, good evening, and those who are in China and on the East, good night. I'd like to, on behalf of the DAC members, I'd like to take this opportunity to first of all thank all the women, men, and children whose lives were either prematurely terminated or have been affected by this war that was declared upon the people of Southern Cameroons. I'd like to thank also Dr. Maxwell and Dr. Christopher, and whenever we have a chance like this, when we have people that come into our community and are talking about our problem and are willing to stick their necks out for our people, I think it's only right and fair that we give them a special round of applause. I know that most of you are muted right now, but thank them so much for having taken the baton of our flame and bringing it out into the outside world as well. I also like to take the opportunity to thank especially the town hall for bringing again once more our people and offering them this platform which allows us to voice our opinion, especially for allowing the DAC team today have this voice or have this media to be able to talk to our people directly and to be able to re-educate in some cases our people as to what exactly DAC is and what it stands for. DAC is a young baby when it comes to the revolution, but it's one that has given potent energy to our struggle. DAC opened its doors last year and had one major purpose in mind, and that was to serve the people of the Southern Cameroons as best as it could do. To achieve this rather simple but complex task, DAC had to evaluate itself for weeks and in a short space of time, figure out what its niche was within the struggle. And it did that. And it did that by creating solutions to facilitate existing hurdles that our people were facing within the existing war. The first thing that DAC did, and I'm going to share my screen real quick, was that DAC was able to, if I can share my screen. Can I get access to share my screen, please? It says it's been disabled by the host.
Herman, I thought you made Alem co-host.
Let me see, just a second.
Alem
okay.
And Kufu. Yeah, Alem and Kufu. Make both of them co-hosts, please.
So while he's doing that, I guess I'll go ahead, right? But so the first tool that DAC did was a tool that was designed and built by the DAC team, was to provide a financial platform, www.daccommunity.org. And this financial platform, the focus was on transparency and accountability, which were badly needed within the struggle. DAC quickly produced this particular online tool that many Southern Cameroonian organizations flocked to raise funds for their various independent projects. The transparent nature of this tool allows anyone to register and become a DAC member and support our struggle financially or with whatever talent that they can bring to the table today. Today, the DAC financial team will be updating our people with a financial report and rundown of all the projects that have been benefited from your continuous donations. And we'd like to say thank you again for those who have trusted in this particular platform. Time permitting, we may even hear from beneficiaries on ground zero or ground one who've actually been able to benefit of all this work that has been done in collaboration within the DAC team as well. So we're going to talk about that as well. One of the new things that DAC has been able to do, and our financial team will go into more details on that, is to be able to expand this platform such that this platform is not just limited to organizations, but will also be involving people. So individuals who have a good spirit and mind, and individuals who would like to help Southern Cameroonians, especially those who are displaced, in every way fits that they can, will also be able to use the DAC platforms to be able to raise money. And that brings me to the introduction of DAC Fund Me, but I will leave that for the financial team to elaborate more upon. Now, they say when you light a candle, you don't hide it under your blanket. That's a saying that we have in our culture, in many cultures across the African continent. But rather, you allow that candle to shine so that the whole world can see. It's with the skill sets that were predominantly within the DAC team are financial management, IT, and multimedia environment. And that's where we realized that our niche existed within the struggle. And so it doesn't do us any good to keep those tools or to keep the gifts that God gave us within the particular team, but to use that in collaboration with other teams. And so DAC quickly began working with other organizations within the Southern Cameroonian network as to be able to use that and share that with all the other organizations, and also tap into the resources of those particular organizations. And so it's no magic that very quickly DAC became a member of the Southern Cameroon Civil Society Network, otherwise known as the CSOs, a growing massive collaboration between most of the hardworking men and women within the civil society of the Southern Cameroons. Our IT department was actually tasked with not only leading a lending hand, but also to build and maintain the financial structure of the CSO network. And by doing that, we also went a niche further to also build the project management tool within the CSO network, which was used to be able to better facilitate the handling of projects. And some of those you saw a few weeks ago when the CSO unveiled their quarterly report as to what they've been doing so far with the finances that people like yourselves have actually contributed towards the struggle. Okay, we fast forward now to 2021. And yet again, another challenge looms in the darkness. Thanks to the coronavirus, the activities within all Southern Cameroonian platforms and groups, just to name a few, have been limited to online and social media events. I guess you all agree with me on that. Therefore, one would expect to enter a public Zoom event such as this one and see hundreds of Southern Cameroonians who are truly hungry and thirsting for independence, or better still, freedom, which I choose to also use, in attendance. But I look today at the Zoom participation, and we have, as of now, 45 participants. Earlier on this day, we had about 87 participants. And I refuse to believe that when we have our meetings, only 87 or 97 or 120 people are really interested in the freedom of Southern Cameroons. So we went to work, and we ask ourselves, why? Why do we have this limited number of people participating or appearing to participate? Now, you and I both know that as soon as things begin to open up, the gatherings and events will leave online and return to physical meetings, which will involve transportation and many other logistical challenges. Therefore, these numbers are not projected to rise. Again, why? So, in discussing with the DAC team members and various other groups, I quickly realized that what was missing was my father's timetable. And I say this jokingly because when we were growing up, we were always told to have a timetable or a structure that we come back from school and we had to tell our dad, we would do this at this time, we'll do this at this time, and do this at this time, and homework and everything else. Many of us as kids grew up with that in that particular environment in our home, but that was definitely missing from the Southern Cameroon struggle. And so we do not yet have a common acceptable calendar for Southern Cameroonians. And in discussion with members of the consortium, AGOVC, SCAWL, SKEW, the IG, and many other groups, we quickly realized that a Southern Cameroon's calendar was a necessity. It was a must. It's something that we need to have. A calendar that would allow us to be able to share our ideas, our schedules, such that Southern Cameroonians can be able to go into that calendar and use that calendar to know what exactly is happening, where, how, and why. And let me just give you a brief look at what that looks like. Something of this nature. A calendar where I can wake up on Thursday afternoon and say, let me see what's going on within the Southern Cameroons Activity Network, or the Southern Cameroons Network. And I say to myself, wow, Saturday at 16 o'clock Southern Cameroon time, there's a DAC community meeting, right? And I can click on that And voila, it gives me the information of that meeting, where it's at and who is hosting it, and even the Zoom link once it's provided. Okay? I can say, listen, on Sunday we have the, on Sunday we have on the Sunday, June 21st, the Amber Farmers. Yeah, what's going on there? Let me just take a little look. Click on that. Voila. Amber Farmers Voice. It gives you the time, again in Southern Cameroon time, a slight information, some little bit of talk about it, and at the bottom where it's happening and where it's hosting. So this is a must. And I think that with all the groups that we have right now, and they're not limited to what we have, groups are coming up every day now and then, but it will be a nice thing for us to share this with our networks, because it allows us to have one common place where we can go to figure out what the events are going on in our community. Not only does it do that, better still, it allows us to communicate with one another when it comes to scheduling our events. Because now what can happen is that various groups can look at the schedule and say, wait a minute, I would like to put an event on Saturday, November 12th, but there's already somebody there that has an event. I can pick up my phone and call that person and say, listen, we have the Vice President of the United States coming to our Zoom meeting today. Is it possible for us to use that slot? And maybe you can reorganize your schedule. And this begins to force communication within our teams. It doesn't matter what political virtue we stand for or what particular group we belong to, but we have to communicate and talk to be able to have those particular slots appropriately filled out and used by our people. If you put our people first, then I don't think that such a calendar of this nature should be a hindrance to any group. And I say any group, and I mean any group, whether you like the group or not, because it allows our people to have the choice. It puts the power back in the hands of our people to have a choice to attend all these events and meetings. It also means that if you have a particular spot that is locked by a particular team, then more Southern Cameroonians are able and more likely to attend the events, and we're going to have numbers which are higher than what we reflect right now at this particular scenario, or most of our particular scenarios. So I introduced to you the Amber calendar, which we will, if we have any questions, we'll talk about. And it's on there for people to be able to view and, take a look at it if you go to ambercalendar.com. Again, it's a work in progress. We are working in collaboration with other groups. This is not something which is owned by DAC, but it's something which is owned by the Southern Cameroonian people. It just so happens to be that DAC has the financial expertise to be able to work it in such a way that we can all use it. It's a tool for the Southern Cameroon people. Last but not the least on my list today, I just want to remind our folks that there will come a time in the future, starting tomorrow, when today's events will be nothing more than data and ink on paper and in chips and history books. So it is with great gratitude and joy that one of our DAC brothers has been able to document our struggle thus far in words and in pictures. But I will not be the one to introduce this to the house, but I will leave this task in the hands of our own Iron Lady, Ma Yagi Kilo, to introduce and talk a little bit about this as well. Before she goes, though, I want to take this opportunity to remind our community that DAC is a community. It's not an individual, it's not really a group, it's a community. It's one that is owned by the Southern Cameroon's people, and it's one that was conceived by a few people. And I'm going to take you now to share my screen. Let's talk a little bit about the history of DAC, because this is very important. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I was trying to talk to other leaders of other groups and other members of other groups, there was this false notion or false sense of notion that DAC was owned or ran by a particular individual. As the current leader of this group, this beautiful community of people, I would like to remind the world that DAC is not owned by an individual, nor any individual. It's a community-based organization that is open to Southern Cameroonians and anybody, as a matter of fact, who has the Southern Cameroon spirit and people at heart. DAC is an organization or a community which runs on the following principles. If you look at the screen right now, and this is what DAC was actually designed around, the fact that we could create a community where people can come in and be able to use their skill sets how they see fit. We're able to put their finances where they see fit to be able to achieve a particular project that they see fit. One of the things that we stressed at DAC way back in its inception was the fact that DAC would have a rotating board or a rotating leadership. And if you look at the design of that, that was the fundamental core of the organization. We were trying to create a Southern Cameroons in miniature, just as some people say that New York is America in miniature, and some people actually say Cameroon as a country is Africa in miniature. Well, the DAC community is, in my opinion, Southern Cameroons in miniature. The kind of culture and the kind of respect that we have within that community is one that we hope Southern Cameroonians will be able to embrace and use that to be able to build the country that they're trying so hard to reestablish. And so that's the reason why I want to share with you this, because the DAC phenomenon, the roots or the core of DAC is built around this design, being able to provide a platform where people can be able to trust that whatever support that they give, be that financial or be that in skills, will be able to reach the Southern Cameroon struggle at the end, and also be able for us to get a feedback from that struggle back into the system, which allows the Southern Cameroonians to have more faith and more courage and keep on giving and keep on supporting our struggle. I would like to remind the people again that the concept of DAC was one that was, its inception was by very few people. And for me to truly tell this story, I want to give this analogy of building a house. You have one or two people who sit down and say to themselves they want to build a building, and they build that building. But none of those design architects are going to put a finger on the wires or the pipes or the doors or the windows of that house. You have to get an electrician, you have to get a plumber, you have to get someone that has experience and skills with tiles. And only then can the house stand and be used by the community or by the people. And that's exactly the idea that happened behind DAC. You may have an individual who may have given the acronym DAC, which, by the way, the initial acronym of DAC wasn't even DAC. It was ADC, Ambazonian Diaspora Community. And of course, it was then reversed and all accepted that maybe DAC sounded better. But you have one person that did that. You have one person that actually gave the design and the structure as to how DAC is going to be run. You have another individual who actually brought in the IT knowledge as to how to be able to implement that particular dream that DAC had. You have other individuals who have financial experience and expertise who brought in those ideas as to how we're going to actually manage this stuff. How do you manage people's money? How do you account for that? And thanks to the financial team, they're going to display that information later on today once I finish this short introduction. And then, of course, you have people like those in the town hall who saw our vision and came and we talked together and said, listen, we have this, you have this, let's work together. And then, of course, you then have people like those in the CSOs, all the other massive groups and people working together and bringing in different facilities and different things that can help to move or terminate this war that our people are facing back at home. And that is the DAC spirit. So again, as the current leader of the organization or of this organization, I want to make it categorically clear that DAC is not owned, neither was it a concept of an individual. For those of you who believe that Columbus discovered America, maybe that might be an idea you might want to go with, but we all know that Christopher Columbus did not discover America. You don't discover a land where people already reside or people already exist. Just as those who believe that Cameroon was discovered by somebody because it was a river of prawns and you know, all these things, we need to wake up from some of the history that we were taught and face the reality and face the facts. When we were kids, when our parents said, sit here, go there, move here, that was fine. But we're all adults now, we're all grown up, and I think it's time for us to use the facts on the ground. And so in the case of DAC, I wanted to make sure that I use that particular example to just stamp this out, because this has been something which has been a little bit troubling for the group when it comes to talking to other leaders and talking to other members of our community who categorically do not want to collaborate nor interact with DAC because of the false notion that DAC is owned or DAC is created or DAC is run by a particular individual. That notion I want to stamp out today for the first and the last time. It is not. And we have all the information out there to show that it is not. So yes, people have brought in their individual talents into this particular beautiful community that we call DAC. We cherish that talent. We want to share that with other groups and other organizations. We have done so. We have a large membership of 400 plus people. We even have membership of other groups within the Southern Cameroonian community, be that political or non-political, who are members of this beautiful platform. I think that out of respect for those groups and out of respect for those people, it's time for us to call a spade as we move forward. So again, thank you all. Thank you all very much for giving us this opportunity for us to also talk about DAC. I know that a lot of people already knew this, but I believe it was time for us to say this again, just to re-educate some that may have fallen off the wagon. And so I say thank you very much. We'll look forward to getting some questions answered. But before I do that, I need to give the floor to the rest of my team so that we can go ahead with the program. I believe we want to talk about the financial statements that most of you received a few days ago, about 3 or 4 days ago. All the DAC members received detailed financial statements within their emails. If anybody has any questions with regards to that statement, they can always reach out to us. They have the number there that they can reach out to ask questions with regards to that. The financial team today will just give a summary as to what DAC has been doing behind the scenes and in front of the scenes as well with regards to the finances of DAC, and also talk about this beautiful book that captures our struggle up until date. So without much ado, I think I'm going to give the floor back to Manasta or to Sister Maggie Kilo, who's going to talk about this beautiful book if she's in the house. I'm not sure if she's in the house yet or not, but if she is, Maggie, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Alem, for that introduction. I think everybody or people know me at the town hall now, so I'm so happy to be with you today. I'm multitasking, as you can see. I'm not in my normal environment. I've had to go to the graveside and then come back here, and I'm in somebody's room that I'm borrowing. So just to be able to fulfill my duty to the town hall. I must say I was listening on the way to the fantastic discussion that we have had with Max Bone and Chris from Canada. It's really been useful for our people. I think that the main takeaways are policy is on our side. Time is on our side. We need to be patient. But when the time comes to act, we need to act very fast. Just like the women's groups acted so fast, you could see they came out very, very quickly with their letter to the IMF. I think we all should stand ready to go demonstrate in front of the IMF, especially those people who are in the DMV area, DC, Virginia, Maryland. We should be able to demonstrate there to show people that we know what we are talking about. We know what we are about. We know what is going on in Cameroon, and we want our way. I'm so glad also to hear 3 of the leaders of the SCNC, the process, Professor Anyangwe, Professor Munzu, and Dr. Achan talk together today at the town hall. I think that something is happening that is bringing us to a very good place, and we will get there. We will get there. So it's my, having said that, it's my honor, pleasure, pride, happiness, everything to introduce this book, The River of Blood, a collection that captures and exposes the atrocities of the genocide happening in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon. We should not be calling them English-speaking regions. We are a separate country. That's where we want to be. We will be there one day. But this book, it's a picturesque detail of what is happening in our country. We thank our brother for putting this book together. I was going to read the long background from the preface, but I just want to implore everybody who can lay their hands on this book, because the proceeds are also going to contribute to a very, very good cause where we are going. What I will add, if you want to read the preface, Alem, I promised you I was going to read it. I won't. It really is a beautiful book. It really is something that we should all try to lay our hands on. I think it's available already on Amazon, but you can still get it from there. As I say, the proceeds are going to a very, very good cause. one of the things that he brings out in the book is that France is really at the bottom of all of this. France is really funding, helping to kill our people. They did it in Rwanda. They are doing it again in Cameroon. It is so, so sad that France would be putting money for this, the title of the book again, The River of Blood. France is sponsoring this river of blood on our territory. Our people are dying because they are recognized as English speakers, because they want to maintain their Anglo-Saxon culture. It is an anathema to France. But guess what? We are not the only ones who are striving for this. Rwanda has done it. Gabon wants to do it. Mali looks like it will do it. We will also do it. Because if you look at Africa today, 22 fragile states, 17 are Francophone. 17 fragile states out of 22 are Francophone countries in Africa today. What does that tell you? We must get out of the mess that France is making in Africa. We must do that. And let's continue in the same spirit that I've seen in the town hall today. I thank the women of Takenburn, all the women's groups, all the 11 women's groups and growing that supported the process to write to the IMF to say the resources of our country, the loans that our country will take up should be utilized for the purpose it was intended, not to take guns and kill our people and not to fit the pockets and feed the basket that Cameroon is taking to the stream to fetch water, where the water is all going to the pockets of the corrupt government of Paul Biya. So with this, my dear brothers and sisters, I would proudly say that Papanji, you, our brother who has written this book, may you be blessed, may God be with you, and may you get the support of your brothers, your siblings, your Ambazonians, your Southern Cameroonians. Please go out and buy the book. And with a mama's hand, with a mother's breast, I will purchase my own book, and I implore everybody to do the same. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. I'm done.
For us to see, is there any copy, or Panji himself has a copy, or Alem?
Alem can put on.
Let us,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Can we see the title of it?
Rivers of Blood. Rivers of Blood.
Okay,
the Rivers of Blood. Voila, the River of Blood.
Is it on Amazon? Oh, okay, this is on DAC website. Is it
yes.
Not yet?
Purchase from DAC website, please. Purchase from DAC website. Purchase from DAC. Purchase from DAC. Only when purchase from DAC, please. Only when you can't, but DAC has it, please purchase. Yeah.
Okay, the River of Blood.
Blood, the River of Blood. The France is doing it again.
Ongoing genocide. So, okay.
May I ask Panji to say, yeah, Maggie, I don't know, you are just, I don't know. Actually, I'm infatuated. I don't know what to say whenever you are there, whenever you speak, you always, it's always extraordinary. Thank you for introducing this wonderful book for us, to us. So
the link
our
has been posted
writer
in the chat.
is Panji. Where are you? Eric Fimasha. Very supportive of all the DAC projects. This guy has been so powerful, doing a lot. Every time we have something, if we are poor and we don't have it, Eric Fimasha stands in the gap and support us and take out the money and carry out the project. That's why we have been able to carry so many projects. One, because Eric Fimasha always stands in the gap when we don't have money. So, and he is, I don't know, one of our ITs. I will not say what he really is, but he is a very strong backbone. We know Mitch, we know Gideon, but Eric Fimasha is also our secret, I don't know. If Eric Fimasha can show his face, we'll be very happy. Papa Ele Yayayo, thank you for coming. So,
yeah, thank you so much. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you, but we cannot see you.
Maybe see you now, Papa.
Yeah, so I've always acted as a ghost. I have a lot of activities, even maybe some stuff with the government here in involving the struggle as well. So I've always and I'll always be a ghost. You see me in Boya, and then you put a face to the name. For all the groups that are down there, the defense groups and any other group, my signatures are there in terms of making sure that soldiers have food to eat, making sure that the displaced people have food to eat. And I'll do that. I've signed in 30 years to do that. I've trained my kids to do the same. Even if I disappear today, I'm not scared to go to jail. I'm not scared to do anything, because those who are dead, they don't need to fear. So my strength and aspiration come from whenever I go online and see a lot of people killed, innocent babies killed, like baby Martha and others that have died for a senseless war. And it bothers me a lot, because that is also, when I look at these kids that are killed, I have 3 kids, 3 children, 10, 11, 9 and 3. I look at them. They can be my kids. They can also be the parents can be my parents. They can also be, that can also be my sister, my uncle. All of us are related in one way. So any Ambazonian that is killed is your brother, is your father that is being killed. So when I look at all of those things, I go to bed every night crying. But who is going to tell the stories of these people? You see a child that was dropped in oil in Batibo, the parents that were burned in their homes alive. They were so sick to escape. All of those, nobody to write a story. So I decided that, okay, instead of just going on Facebook and listening to all these groups, forwarding pictures and all of that, and communicating with people back home, testimonials, I will listen to their story, and those that have died, those have been put in jail, I'll be here to be a voice for them to write their story, so that someday somebody will know that baby Martha was here and she was killed when she was just 4 months old for no good reason. They will know that Mami Api was here in Kwakwa and she was killed for no good reason, just because she speaks English. So I decided that I'll be making notes and date and time and where these different brothers and sisters, parents, grandparents were killed. So that's why I started. So if you read the book, the summary is there, and because this is one of the because of the media conspiracy, international mafia, a lot of things that is happening in Ambazonia are not said, but they know what is happening. Everybody is quiet. I said, okay, the best way to make it known is to come out, put all these things in writing, pictures, everything, and then expose it. We're going to be the media. We're going to share this so that people around the world also going to see a picture of it, know exactly what is happening. Even the media, we're going to be the media. And that is why I decided to say, okay, I'll put something down. And you also know that when you say 10 people were killed, 5 people were killed, 7 children were killed in Kumba, 50-something people were massacred in Gabo, all these kids, that is just numbers. Somebody just say, okay, well, that is another African strategy, African things that they always fight in Africa, they always kill each other. But once you start, you go and you start putting names to these people killed. When you start saying, okay, this is, just imagine a family member is lost, that can be the breadwinner of that family, and you place name to that family, and then you extend to start putting the importance of that individual in that family, that it start making a lot of sense. So I decided to put, just read some of it, some of the things that I wrote down, like since the conflict started. Like I wrote about the Kumba massacre that took the lives of 7 young children, 6 girls and a boy, when the French Cameroon soldiers shot and killed school children. I also talk about, I described the school that is just away, 25 minutes away from most of the military bases, a lot of military bases in that area, and it occurred in the morning around 11 a.m. I also wrote on Tuesday, April 21st, 2020, the way the Cameroon military, a soldier killed more than 54 children in Gabo. I wrote that on the day and the time, and most of these skill ranges from 5 to 15 years. And that happened on February 14, 2020. And also on Wednesday, November 21st, 2021, we talk about Father Cosmas, a Kenyan priest that was killed in Kemba by the military. I also wrote down that on the 30th of October 2018, Charles Wesco, an American missionary, was killed by the military in Bambui. And also on Saturday, 11 February, 14th of July, 2018, in Batibo, Cameroon military shot and killed a Ghanaian missionary, that is Pastor Isaac Ato. And also, all of this, so I penned down most of those killings and where it took place and what happened, so that at least the world will know that that massacre is being recorded. It's not the mass graves, the open prison that we have in Ambazonia. All of those are being recorded. So if you go in the book, like from page, there's a warning page right there. You're going to see pictures of babies and where they were killed. Baby Martha is one of the first picture. You're going to see her pictures. I have 3 of her pictures where she was killed. Also, a 6-month-old little girl that was killed on Sunday, August 21st, 2009 in Dop, northern zone, and she was killed with her mother and aunt, and her aunt was pregnant. So reliable sources confirm they were shot and killed by French Cameroon gendarmes while they were on the bike. And the pictures of that incident is there. And also, we have a photo where mother and child was shot and killed in Bambui in the northern zone by also French Cameroon forces. So you have all of that in this book. I'll not take most of your time, but the book is over 150 pages. And I'll just go to the acknowledge. I acknowledge a lot of contributors that participated in this. Some are those who are also in jail. And I dedicate the book to the collection is dedicated to the people of Southern Cameroon for standing tall against the killing machine of La République du Cameroon and France and their ally and partners supporting them financially, and that have gone to kill babies and civilians. Also, we dedicate this collection especially to those resting in mass graves, unmarked graves in riverbed or seabed. And these are those, that's where the river blood comes, especially in the Naga River in Bali, where every night neighbors who talk about gunshot, and those people, young boys are taken from their homes, shoot, and they kill them and dump them in rivers. And you go to the river Mezam, it's filled with dead bodies. So this book is dedicated to also displaced people who are in Nigeria, Ghana, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, Dubai, and even some of us who are on self-exile, and also to the internal displaced people. And this collection is certainly going to touch the heart and conscience of humanity for peace to return home in Southern Cameroon, so that our children, our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, our neighbors can return home to their normal lives peacefully. And to that, I want to thank you guys. This is one of the most difficult books that I wrote. And each time I write in the night. I'll go out and cry. So it's been very difficult. So I want to thank you all for this time. The book is available. I print a lot of copies, and just for this book to be printed by the guy, the designer, it cost me over 1,500, and then to make the first copies is over $2,000 something, $3,000. And I want to make at least, I'll print over 100 and something copies, because I want to make sure that all the senators, all the embassies in the US, all the influential people have a copy in front of them to see exactly their silence, what their silence has done to our people. And if you just count the number of dead people in this book, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I want to thank Town Hall for this opportunity. And the goal is to continue to expose the atrocities, so that people will see what is actually going right hand in real time, not like it's a joke. Because if you look at this, if you give this everybody that I show this book there, they can't read it, they can't even open it, because it's very, very it's a very sad book. So I want to thank Town Hall for this opportunity, and let's continue to work as a family, as a team. We cannot win this war divided. I know you have people who call themselves frontline leaders. Frontline leaders are those people who are facing the bullet. There's nobody who is going to tell me, or you put your money down there to be a frontline leader, because the problem now is about this divisiveness. So this book is calling for anyone who is calling themselves frontline leaders. You have to be a frontline leader financially. So, like I've said, even with that, there are some people who call it a frontline leader. When I see them in Boya presented as frontline leader, we're going to see who is a frontline leader. Because I'm already saving a lot of money that I'm going to make sure that those people who continue to create confusion and division in this current revolution and putting our people in more problem is not going to happen in my time. Even when I'm not here, I'll have resources that is going to be put in place to make sure that anybody that is going to continue suffering our people, it will not happen. So it's time for our people and all of us to come together as one and make that this time that we're spending because of the divisiveness is prolonging the war. We have to come together because no group can single-handedly win this war. We have to work as a team, as one, because we are Southern Cameroonians. We have to go back to that tradition and keep aside that a tradition of an Englishman being truthful. So I want to thank you all and God bless everyone who has continuously been at the forefront of this to make sure that our people have the resources they need to overcome this evil. Thank you so much.
And I just want to just add a little bit to what my brother have said. And you see, our heart goes out to the people of Southern Cameroons. We want to thank the town hall for this opportunity that they've given us for us to at least have this space for us to be able to put this forth in front of our people, and also to reiterate that, to come back and say we are here just to serve. And I can't summarize it in any other term than that's why we use the 3 statements which you can see on your screen, where we say an eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong. And the last, which is just what my brother just concluded, is by saying that happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. And that is one of the things which we are all losing in this struggle. And we take 1 step forward and 5 steps backward. We pray that maybe this brings some kind of outlook or some kind of judgment to the thoughts of people, be it those who glamour themselves as leaders, to when they buy this book and they go through it, it may touch them to start thinking that there is something not really right in the way we are carrying out our duties if we are serving the people. Without much ado, I just wanted to say this book actually is limited, and as my brother was saying, he's going to do his best to get us hundreds of copies out there, but we can get those copies out there without the involvement of a community as a whole. The fixed cost of producing one of these books is $65, and as an organization, we don't have that kind of funds to put into the book. So we've got very limited copies, which I think if Alem can confirm, I think it's just over 10. And those will be the copies that he is going to sign and send out to those individuals that get it, which we've put it just for the price of $99 for now, for just those exclusive copies, hard copies that will go out. But what we've done is we've also worked it out in such a way, because it's information that needs to be carried anywhere, and it needs to be in such a way that we can go anywhere and showcase this thing to anybody. We know the difficulties it will take. You don't have to carry a book in your backpack or whatever to go around showing people books. It's not a practical thing to do, and it becomes cumbersome. Then what we've decided to do as DAC is we are going to make this book a digital book, which means the River of Blood will be released as an app on both Android and iOS, and we'll put it in such an affordable way. And the reason why we are taking this to be an app is simply because we want this message. I want to take this thing somewhere among people who are not from my community, open up my phone, the app is just going to be like a Kindle. So once you buy, the app will be, that's how we are going to sell the app. The book, will sell it via the app. When you buy the app from the app store, you download it to your phone. And all the proceeds, as was explained, goes back to fund our revolution. So once you do that, you'll be able to move around with this. If you were somewhere that you met a dignitary, or you had that opportunity of meeting somebody who has influence, you can just open up your phone and flip through the pages and show everything to them without actually holding the physical book. So we thought it was a smart way make it affordable so that it can reach out to every single Ambazonia or any person who is not within our community. We can then send them a link, download the River of Blood from your App Store or from your Apple Store or from your Play Store, and you should be able to see the history of what people have been going through. So we just thought that we should make that clear to everybody that it's not a cheap book to produce. We've been struggling with it, and it is only us coming together and working that we can actually make this a reality so that it can reach everybody. Thank you very much.
Okay, I will hand over to Gideon to continue, but I would like the community to say anything or ask any questions before we continue, so that it is an interactive occasion today. It's not, we don't want to preach. So I don't know if people have questions to ask. We may take 3 to 5 questions of comments, and then we can continue. And then Gideon will continue with.
Yes, Master, if I can just add, to remind Eric and everybody else that the show is being broadcast on SCBC, and to encourage or find out if there is access for people on ground 0 or ground 1 who want to purchase the book. If there are any plans, especially given the security. Maybe if you have this book in Cameroon, you'll be seen as
just to answer that question, Brother Atok, that's the reason why we're doing it as a digital copy, right? Which will be it will be an app on your handset, which will be the River of Blood. So you can just go once it is made available, which will be in the next couple of weeks or so. Once it's made available, we'll let everybody know. We also have ways which we can do it in such a way we can guide our people. There are ways that you could download an app and hide within your mobile handset that people cannot, access it. Or you can download, go through it. If you're going to an area of concern, uninstall the app completely from your phone. You still have your account, which is already linked to it, which means you've already made that purchase. So you will not be purchasing it the second time. So it will be safe. I think that way will be safer rather than I know there will be people who would like to have hard copies, but in terms of ground zero, we know the complexity with all this. If you're caught with that kind of a book, what it can bring to you and stuff like that. So that's why we're thinking about doing it more digital so that people can easily purchase from back at home. So yeah, for those who are home that don't have bank cards or they use mobile money, we are going to make those options available on our site where they can actually use mobile money options. It will be it's part of our payment systems now with the DAC systems, which we've developed, where people can now use mobile money on our platforms. So that is what will be made available to people for this book, as well as the new DAC from DAC financial portal. We've integrated mobile money to make it easy for our people back at home to be able to contribute to whatever we are doing in the diaspora now on our platforms. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Kufu, for that. But I think that's very good what you said, and I think people have a clearer understanding now of how.
Yeah, and anybody who is interested can already do a pre-order, because it's going to be the digital version on Play Store will be available soon. So pre-orders can start today if people want to do that as part of our fundraising. So today we are not calling people to say, you give us money. We are giving concrete things, sharing things that we have. Yeah. So thank you. I don't know, is Gideon there? If Gideon, are you there?
I'm here, but I think it's time I has to go with the financial report, and then I can come later.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. So Mira, take over.
I'm in a meeting, please. Yeah. Greetings, house. Good day, good evening, wherever you are in Europe on Ground Zero. I want to thank the International Town Hall You guys are doing such an amazing job. Each Saturday I come here, I'm just like I'm home. I'm talking with our people. We are interacting in very high level intellectual standard. And I want to thank our DAC members on behalf of our financial team. We have a tradition in DAC. Sorry for the noise, but okay, it's okay. Yeah, we have a tradition in DAC that we mostly release our financial details like on email to all our DAC members. So they already have it because in the last 48 hours, everybody have what it's needed. And I will urge everybody, if you have any extra concerns, you will go to the DAC website and you contact the help desk and ask, and any information you need will be sent to you privately. So far so good. We have not done so bad, but we have just done the basic because of the challenging nature of our year. Our year was faced with the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, and it really slowed us down a little bit. But thank God, He has always been on the side of British Southern Cameroonians. Just to give you an overall rundown of what we raised for the entire year through our DAC finance portal, it came to the sum of $35,413.66. This money was raised with campaigns we raised through our organizations, other campaigns from other organizations that use our DAC portal to do that. We also did that through different portals. We had like paper donations that came up to $18,021.30. We also had Stripe payments of $5,606.36. We also had Zelle payment of $919. Sorry. And then we also had Cash App donations, which sum up to $10,867. And we do also had office expenses that came out to $3,537. That include like phone bill, mailing system, and how we run the DAC system, the platform. We had to like do other expenditures. So I will leave it at that, because with DAC, we do not disclose too much, but we'll give you just the basics to know that this is what came in. And I think that is we are setting a standard, which we do not fake our amount. We just tell you exactly what it is, and then we leave it at that. So like I'm still putting it in the house. Any DAC member that is here, I want to thank you. I want to thank you guys immensely, because what you people did and what we have gone so far with this, with whatever you gave us, it's making a lot of great things for the people of Ambazonia. I want to thank you guys. Even though I want to also make some certain awareness in the house that a majority of what has been contributed in that platform is thanks to our DAC team members who went extra miles to put almost half of that amount to the house, just to see that things should be run right. I want to thank our IT team that was also there, gave us access to this beautiful platform that you don't need nothing. Anybody can go into DAC and you get any finance information you want and come out. That's the DAC system. It's so open for everybody, transparent. It gives you everything and you come out. So we did get some few donations from a couple of, raised a few donations for a couple of projects which Mommy Anasta will take over, and she'll be able to, through our platform, to tell you some of the things we did, some of the fundraisers we did. I can just call some of the groups here, if you permit me do that. We did have a town for fundraiser when we did introduce DAC, which we raised some money. If Manasta is there, she can actually throw more light on that. Manasta. Do you want to take over with the projects, Ma?
Yeah, thank you. The issue is not how much we raise, but what we spend. So
yes.
The money we raised this money, like Mirabel already said, through different methods. We have the basket, the main basket that was over 15,000. That is what actually came directly to DAC. That is what we actually managed. So every other thing came through other fundraising projects. For instance, we had a fundraiser in town hall. We had to raise funds when the kids in Moyuka were killed, or girls. I don't have the exact. Yeah, we did that through with, I think together with Cry Out TV, and raise this. All of these projects, all of how we raise these funds are on our website. So I don't know if I really need to read it one after the other, but at least so that you know what we did. So we raised that and gave the money directly. That is not money that stayed on our system. There are lots of little fundraiser that we did for Ama farmers, carrying on projects for poultry, for different farm projects. And this money went directly, this money never came to that. We just used our platform, raised that money and gave it to the people. And this is also on the DAC website available. Then we have for health and social that we raised funds for two groups, and it came out to 1,400, and the group carried money directly. We had an Independence Day celebration where we worked together with other groups and raised about $1,252 and gave the money also out. It did not stay with us. So we gave some money, supported SCBC a little bit. We had a small basket for DAC, for the CSO basket. We called it the CSO basket, which we gave the money also. It was about $408. Then we had a Christmas celebration where we also raised funds on our platform and gave out the money, about $509. Now we have two major projects that we carried out that took most of our money. For instance, the DAC shop in Nigeria. We built up that shop with lots of experts, and just the building up of that particular project cost us about $5,000. And we have a monthly cost for this project, this DAC workshop, about $350, and every 3 months we pay $1,000. So, and this has been going on for more than 1 year. So this shop alone for the past 1 year and a few months cost us about $12,000. Then we also have Teen Alive, a shop that a project that we supported very much. It's for IDPs. It's similar to the DAC workshop, training IDPs also on beads making, on our graphic clothes, marking them, or normal tailoring, and other things, especially for girls also. We supported this shop, and we did it in a way that we even gave them some capital to sew a lot of clothes, and these clothes we are selling them also here. Maybe we'll come to that later. I don't know if Mitch would like to show that. That project costed us more than $1 million, I think about $1,300,000 francs CFA. So these are just some of the projects we can say we spent. Because I say some, because there were several other little projects, like a sick baby that will send $100, People who are hungry, you send $200. Little things that we did time and again, every month, every week. Rehabilitating ex-fighters in Nigeria, helping them to reestablish themselves, either with psychological help or with money. We have several of such projects all line up, and I think when you go to the website, you'll see the details. So if there are any other, we cannot put all those details here because it's going to take us too much time. It's just for you to have an overall idea of what we did, and any specific question, please send us an email. Thank you.
Thank you. I would just.
I think Mommy released in the house. If you want to use her now, I think she's in the house.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then she will do double now that she's there. Yeah.
All right.
We wanted to say something before Mommy.
Just to add to what you've said, we just did a little slide, which I'm just going to put up on the screen. It's just about a minute, as you can see, and I'll just play, and you'll see some of the campaigns and what we're doing, and then it will get to a page where we'll pause to explain what Sister A was talking about. So it's just a minute, so we just put this together for everybody. So from what you're seeing, we're not only helping individuals, these were groups of farmers who were coming together and putting their resources together and working as a team. So the impact was a multiplier. It had a multiplier effect because it was with a lot of different people who were coming, grouping themselves as organized by Dr. Zama in terms of helping all these farmers. And we'll now explain as what Sister A was saying. This is what Sister A was trying to explain, giving some of the figures. So we've got all these figures there itemized. And as we said, if there's any other member from the community that might want some further information, just contact us. The contact in the emails which you've received, there's an email there and a contact number. You can just reach out to us. Any questions, we are more than happy to answer. So this was just a brief description of the fiscal year 2020 and what we did. This is the membership of the amount which we collected from our £20 reoccurring. And then on this page, as you can see, this is the community relief basket. As we say, it's action in progress. And what our members need to understand is it's a need-to-know basis request. So once you put it through to ourselves, whatever you're asking, we'll elaborate on that and explain more on that. But that is work in progress. We're still working to continue all what we are doing, our books and everything is to continue funding our community relief basket, which is something we'll discuss further ahead. And just before we go, just to let the community and the DAC members also be aware that I had updates today from the farmers. One of the farmers is the Reverend who took money for his poultry farm and nursery. Because we are trying to recycle the money as a loan so that it keeps on helping the people within the community as refugees in Nigeria. There was the need for us to make these refugees understand that this is not because we don't have funds, like we don't have a lot of money. So we recycle our money among the refugees. So we've got Reverend who has come back with updates that he has been able to set up his poultry farm. It's doing well. And he has been able to get back the $265 that we contributed to him. He has actually made that already available to Dr. Zama. And Dr. Zama is going to have a meeting with us, and then we'll discuss further how we can then use this money to continue sustaining other members of the community that need funds. So 265 is coming back. Also, the tabletop farming project, tabletop that we paid for some of our refugees to have a space in the market, a table in the market to be able to sell their proceeds, which they were making. They have come back with 950,000 naira as a payback for the loan which they took from ourselves. And these ladies, they were engaged in green peppers. salt and other, little, bric-a-brac that they could get in terms of farming. And they were marketing it on this table. So they were actually happy and successful until they've come back to pay back on that loan, and they've actually got back to us 950,000 naira. I don't know what that converts to dollars, but I just thought I should update the house about that also. Thank you.
So maybe we have questions. If not, I think we can give the floor to Mommy Really, who will explain a little bit more about the main project she ran in Nigeria, and also tell us about World Refugee Day. Ganz kurz, ich möchte nicht, dass man dich sieht.
Mommy, really, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Mommy. Really.
Yes, sorry, I'm just coming back from a conference. And so as to join it. So the World Refugee Day.
Yeah, Mommy Really, you have a small double duty now, maybe 5 minutes. I know you can deal with it. Just tell us what the World Refugee Day is going to look like, the idea behind it, and then give us a short to the DAC community members about something about the shop. Yeah.
Okay. I'll start with the shop. The DAC shop, I think everybody is aware of that shop. When we started with that shop, we had just 3 machines and a zigzag machine. But as we're talking now, they added about 7 new machines. So we added 7 new machines. That center like that, we run a monthly bill, because for us to be able to have those girls be in that shop, we give them snacks. We pay bills like light, water, buy them drinking water, hand washing water, detergent. So we have a running bill every month that they give, close to almost $500, close to. And then after every 3 months, they pay the trainers, those who are training them. And it's close to, if I want to equate it into dollars, it's about $1,000 for the 3 trainers that are there after every 3 months. So far now, the children have been there for almost a year. And we are hoping that by October, they're going to round off that training. And the only good thing is that they have already started producing. That is to say, they have been trained and they can produce some things. And you need to understand that we also have repairs to do in that place. Repairs like the machines can be bad and we have to repair it. And once in a while, like in the December time, that provided Christmas packs for the girls and Christmas packs for the community. They asked us to select some community members and they produce Christmas gifts for them, where the girls went around the community and they gave Christmas packs to those community members. And then we also gave them 2 hygiene packs to those girls and we gave them food. Just of recent again, they have given them food stuff. They send money for me to buy food stuff for them. And that is how we do. We have a driver that we pay that carry the teachers from Oyo to Biatok, since the place is a village. So there's a bus driver that they pay monthly that will transport the teachers from Oyo to Biatok. They're so good so far. The girls are really doing extremely well. We are hoping to have an NGO that will be coming there on Thursday to visit the center. And hopefully, we're going to be having the First Lady of Akwa Ibom State in that particular place next Thursday by the grace of God. So we want to continue to turn back. There's also a farming project that DAC also supported in their talk. About 18 people were selected to give individual farms, and then some have started harvesting. Some have started harvesting. What you are seeing there is a production that they were also empowered. So many things are happening, and we want to continue to thank DAC, because that particular center, when you come to Nigeria, as when it comes to refugees, that center is one of its kind. It's one of its kind in the sense that the investment that have been put in that center, the UN has recommended that center to so many people to come and see how you can train people, how you can raise people. So we are just hoping that by October, the students will be coming out from that center. And then for the World Refugee Day, a World Refugee Day is a day that is set aside to celebrate the refugees every year. We have done that in 2019, 2020, we didn't do that because of the COVID-19. But this year we decided to have some NGOs come together to celebrate this day. And I've spoken with the UN, who said they cannot capture Akwa Ibom because they are just coming in. So the NGOs have decided to come together to celebrate this day with our refugee brothers who are in Akwa Ibom State. We are going to be taking refugees from Orun, Eket, Esereket, Oyo, Biatop, and Insinibium, coming together in Esereket to celebrate this day. Our estimated population is about 500 refugees coming together. So we're going to use that particular Sunday to do the celebration. We are thinking of, having a church service, have intercessory prayer for Southern Cameroon, talk on the right of the refugee, talk to them about the theme, Together We Heal. That is a synonym. Together we heal, together we learn, and together we shine. And then we're going to also have somebody talk to them about the awareness of COVID-19. That is one topic that anytime you have a program, you must talk about it, whether it's existing or not. And then we're going to give them lunch. These 500 people, we're going to feed them that particular day. They'll all come together, we're going to feed them. And then we're going to have testimony from the refugees for them to give us their success story. Some of them have been empowered, some of them are already doing things. So we want to hear from them what the NGOs who have been working on the ground, what have they done? And we're going to have our DAC choir. We have a choir in the DAC center that will also be giving song presentation on that day. And we're going to be giving them some gift back, just a small package that they can carry back home. And then we start thinking of how we can look at those who have not been empowered. And then we go ahead to empower them. And as I'm talking like this, our budget that we have for that occasion is about going to 800 or so thousand, but what is it? And we're going to be transporting these refugees from Orong. We're going to transport them from Eket, from Insinibium, from Oyo to reach at Esereket for the program. We're going to be having officials. I was talking with the South coordinator of refugee, migrant, internal displaced person, Mr. Innocent, who is like the Nigerian UN. Now, there's an issue that we have in Nigeria here as concerning the Biafra issue. Now, what is happening is that for the fact that some Southern Cameroonians identified themselves with the Biafra issue, we already have a call of concern for the people in Orong that they went to obtain permission and they said that we have to be careful so that it should not be one of the Biafra things. But that is a food pack that they gave for the people at Insinibium. So, but anyway, Mr. Innocent has intervened, and as I'm talking like this, we're supposed to have one UN person present in that program and one South coordinator member present in that program. But what Mr. Innocent is telling me is that we have to pay their transport for them to come, because anytime they send it out, we need about 40,000 naira to handle that. And they're supposed to be there for our own security based on what is happening in Nigeria now. Anytime they see a gathering, there's a fear. We have possibly sent letters to all the securities, the DSS, the SSS, the civil defense, the clan head, the chief, the chairman at Esereket for security purpose. But we need the presence of the UN and the presence of the National Commission for Refugee in that particular place. So far, so good. That is where we are. So we're going to have refugees, NGOs coming together to celebrate that day, and we are going to have representatives from the refugees wearing the T-shirt of all the NGOs who are taking part, and then we're going to have a cultural display of Southern Cameroon dance, Southern Cameroon outfits, dramas, and so many things that we're going to have that day. I'm done.
All right then. Just to chip something in there regarding what Ma just said. We just want to thank her for her great work. And we want to let the community be aware that some of the products that were being produced from the DAC Center are now available in the US. These products will be made available on the new DAC site, which we'll be doing, which is now the DAC Fund Me site. It will be available there, and all the proceeds. So these are products that have been created by our refugees from the center that with the help of Ma and Sister Anastasia, they had actually managed with Sister Mirabel to bring those things over, ship them over to the US so that we can help market them to the diaspora. So we are calling on everybody in the community to any product which you're grabbing there, be it for $10 or whatever. It is not buying it because you're buying these things because of whatever, but it's knowing that whatever you're paying is going to support this center in terms of training more of our vulnerable people and helping them to be able to be empowered in their own way. So we'll be calling on everybody once the DAC Fund Me site is live, which, you know, with the leader, Alem, probably on Monday or so. These are adjustments which we need to do. Once that's live, you can just go there, purchase any of those things. If you're in the US, it will be shipped to your location. If you are in Europe, we can actually make arrangements for that to reach you wherever you are. So I just wanted to add that to what I said. So thank you.
Yes, and Mitch, like what I wanted our people to understand, it's high time. For 4 years now, we've been helping our people. We've been trying to empower them. This is the time they need to show us what they are doing for us to be able to continue to help them. So I'm very happy when I see stuff like this, because at least I know, okay, at least somebody has something to show, like this is a dress I made. I'm buying that dress not because it's too pretty, but I'm buying that dress because I know part of that money is going back to help those people back in ground one, in ground zero. So I will really plead with the house. And let's remember, a revolution is run with money. I keep saying that if you sit in your house and you don't fund the revolution will be the same place. And all we do is when we meet in places, we start saying, oh, the revolution is going nowhere. Why? Because we need to fund the revolution. We can go to further, like other history of other revolutions, see how much people were put in to help the revolution. I am really begging and pleading on our people, please, let's fund wherever you please. If you choose, this is my group, this is where I sit, fund the revolution. The revolution is all about money. Thank you, guys.
We have just we were just thinking that now maybe people like giving and they are tired. So maybe it's good to have something for what they give, so that they don't just give, but they have something back. And that's why we had also the idea of dark shop and Teen Alive is going to be a kind of continuation, because in October, when these girls will graduate, we are going to add computer, ITC basic knowledge to the center for some people who showed interest to learn ITC. And the continuation is there is going to be a shop that the graduate, a workshop that a graduate will be working. We have already reserved a room for them, or an extra building where they are going to put some of the machines there. There will be a hairdressing salon that will be doing, making wigs to sell in the local market. And some of what they have learned, we have a shop for them where they will go and work and then use the money that they are earning there to take care of themselves. And then they will be really settled. It's not just teaching them some skills and letting them go, or us giving them a machine to go and start something somewhere. We are going to coordinate also that part, so that there is security, so that they too can earn and continue taking care of the others. So that sooner or later we will stop giving money to this particular community, new people that will come to the community or the very feeble people in the community will be taken care of by the refugees we have supported. So that's the plan. And we also have now the Tina Life shop in round 1. What my sister is putting on, I forgot to put my own, it's from the Tina Life shop. That's one of their designs. So, so I don't know if Mitch can show some of the things they are doing. And if you want to buy it, you can buy it also through the DAC shop, and that will be helping our refugees directly. Thank you. Mitch, are you there?
Yeah, so thanks very much, Sister A. And I think following our schedule and not to take a lot of time as regarding the people who are here, I know it's been a long day. We'll just give you a brief of what our new projects are going to be in 2021. And our portals are still yet open for all the contributions, and we'll be discussing on how on how DAC wants to go ahead and what we have in place for our community. And one of the reasons we are here today and thanking Town Hall for this opportunity they've given us is for us to come and discuss this with the community, have your take on what we are doing, and also from there we can go back and then work on it. Is it something that will work on behalf of the community, or is it something that as a community you need us to do some adjustments that will fit the standards that is needed for our struggle to be, to come to an end like yesterday. So without much ado, what happened was we are aware of the donor fatigue and people, it's not an easy thing. And we have that conception that at this point of the revolution, every single person has made a choice. They know where they want to give and they don't know where they want to give. They have made that choice. And it is not something which we are coming to invent the wheel. So we are just thinking out of the box to say, now is the time that we were actually supporting organizations, which we are still going to continue supporting them through the DAC, the new DAC platform. It is now DAC Fund Me. And the reason where we went with the DAC Fund Me concept was simply because now individuals will be able to raise their own funds using the DAC portal. And we looked into this, being that there are those who are being impacted by this. There are those who are being impacted by this war, who we may not know, because not every story is being told out there. There are people who have been impacted by this war because not every story is being told out there. There are people who may not be able to pay school fees for their children. There may be people who are suffering in so many different ways. We're looking for a way that we could reach out to all our people in one way or the other. So we then decided to say we should open up a portal via which people could actually raise their own personal funds, like GoFundMe platform, but we're doing it in such a way that what you're raising, it stays with you, and whatever you're raising, and it gives us another opportunity to hear the stories of people and what has happened within communities, people that we don't know what happened with them, because there are many people who have been impacted by this thing that we have no idea how they have been impacted. So if people could have a place where they could come put their stories and say, I can't pay my school fees, I can't pay school fees for my children because for some reason, or they can speak to a brother or a sister who is in the diaspora, which is what we're encouraging, because you must have either a PayPal account or bank account where it needs to be legit for us to be able to put funds through. So we call on all our people who are vulnerable, those who have been impacted by this crisis. If you had a business, you were doing your tomatoes, you were doing something, you had a kiosk outside that you were running, a call box or whatever, and due to this crisis, you're struggling. We have now a place where you can come, tell us as a people your story and your plight, and we'll listen to that. If you need $20 here, the community will then judge from what you're saying. And as I said, this is actually, we're trying to build honesty among our people. We know that there will be people that will try to exploit this situation, but bear with me. We have ways that we can police the system if we choose to. But we're just that fair saying that it is open to our people who are suffering in any form or way. Come, if you don't know how to do it, contact somebody in the diaspora who has a PayPal or a card. You must have a cousin, explain the story to them. They can help you set up your campaign, like GoFundMe, and we can support you, pay school fees for your children and all these things. It is not going to be a platform that I think they'll be chasing people all over the place. There is nothing wrong in helping people. So I don't want people to be shy and saying that, oh, I cannot raise money on this platform because I don't think, no, DAC is a humanitarian organization. DAC is neutral to whatever is happening. We are only here to serve our people and we are calling on them. We don't want you to struggle if you know that there is a way you can get help. And if the help you need or you're seeking for is genuine, come to us and let us look for a way in our own little way that we can support you. Because what we don't want is you putting yourself in a situation where it ends up being a problem. So that is why the DAC funding site has been created. So our monthly commitments are still there, open for those members in 2021. We've got a few of our members that have renewed their $20 membership, which we do yearly. They can still come back, do their renewals for this year. We've got an area where you can grab a copy of the book just to read a little bit of a little prologue, and then you click on place an order and it will take you to the book side where you can. Here will be the projects, which the campaigns that will be running, and it will be populated because we've got a couple of requests already that has come through. Then the community will be seeing all the requests for those who are seeking funds, and they'll be telling their stories in their own words. And it is left us to, onto the community to read these stories, understand, and maybe we can learn more about some of the stories that we didn't know that was happening to our people. Our community relief basket is still there, which is the Jenga basket. The resources will be, this is actually linked to the archive side, which we had, which is the old side, and it is still there. All the funds that we are trying to raise is to fund our relief basket, as we still do. We still call on the community, those who are, they understand what the relief basket is, they can still continue putting their monies into the relief basket. And as I said, it is once, it's work in progress, and once that is done, they will be updated in our mediums of that we are using. One new thing which we've introduced now into DAC is we are trying to bring now the alma maters and ex-students into this. We all come from different institutions, schools, and we thought that it's the proper for us to start engaging our, our ex-student associations and seeing how we can raise funds in whatever way. And this is a part of the community that we've not really exploited. So we decided to bring all the ex-student institutions together. As you can see on the screen, these are the alumni which we've put together from the Bobans, the Pemexans, the Saiko people. When you click here, you click to donate on any of the names of your school. It will take you to the donation page where you select your school and you donate. So your donations are going to be based within your school itself. It's not going to, for example, if I was to click on Sacred Heart, we've just done a little brief where you can click and directly it takes you to the Sacred Heart website, which you can read some information about your own school, as well as each of those institutions. We try to see if we could access their main websites of their schools just to link it also. So those who never had a website, which we could find, we link the whole thing to their Facebook portals. So once you go to donate, if you were to click to support your alumni, it will then take you to our portal page where you will then have to you input you select your donation, and you select your school, whatever school what ex-student from whatever school it is, and personalize that and make your donations that way. So we've put all those alumni all together in one place, and if you scroll down, you see Srika, Lloyd, St. Bede's College, PSS. There is no prejudice to this. If your school is not here, it's simply because we did not find somebody that knew what your ex-student association is. And every month, 3 months, or every quarter, we'll come up with our alumni leaderboard and we'll put it up what organization or what ex-student organization contributed the most in terms of helping our people. I think there's a reason why we're using this benchmark, so that it creates some kind of enthusiasm between people to try or we boost people in terms of supporting. So that is one thing which we've introduced into the new platform where ex-student associations can actually contribute. we've got our link on our platform that still takes you to our CSO platform, where one pod platform, which is with the CSO, the civil society organization, you can still access them. The site go directly and contribute by being on our site. You click on this, it will take you directly to the CSO site. And then this table is going to be changed in the nearest future once the site is launched. So all this data is going to go down and any other information. So that's just in a nutshell what the new projects will be in terms of our new site. So it will be more open now to the whole community to be able to raise funds for whatever reason they choose to. And we continue to collaborate and work with the CSO, which is our mother organization, which we are working with them seriously to see if there are cases whereby any campaign that will come through to ourselves that is not something which we can deal with. All we can do is we'll make sure that we get the information, pass it on to the experts within the CSO, and then it will be channeled back to them to be able to assist these people. So I don't know if there are any other questions. I think I've just summarized that, and more will be exploited once people actually start going to the site. It's now live online and they can start exploiting. All the users who were on the previous platforms, they can all log in to the new site using their existing usernames and passwords. Nothing changes. So everything is still there. If you can access your account, just drop us a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp support line, which will be on the website. Just drop us a WhatsApp link. We'll be helping you to get your accounts all set up. You can still use the same account like you did before. You don't need to change anything. Nothing has changed. So thank you very much. I don't know if there are any other questions, then I rest. Back to you, Sister
A.
No more questions. Then we can maybe show something about the project of the Teen Alive that is very important for us to see if some beautiful women here can place order for these dresses, or men place for their wives, and we directly support the girls. Doreen, who is taking care of Teen Alive, had to be here, and if she's not here, I think it's all about the normal problem. So that is what we still have for you, and will be very, very grateful for your comments, for input, how we can improve it. We are thinking that all what we are doing is not going to stop after the revolution. We have already set a pace for how we are going to continue running this aspect that a country needs when Southern Cameroon becomes a reality. So we will still have this site where the alumni can still participate and help build the country in another form. So we are only just setting a base, a platform for continuity. And so every little support we have for now, it's still for the future. And we know that there is donor fatigue, and thank God we have our 501c now. We can also try to source for funds elsewhere, but it's still our responsibility to do the little we can to continue supporting what is going on. Thank you. Gideon, are you there? Yeah, can you continue? Let's see, where are the pictures of the
What's that? What did you say, Master?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the other team members have, they have said it all, man. They have said it all.
Sorry, I have some kids here, so that's why I'm not so concentrated, and they are coming and going. 1 minute. So, Mitch, do we have the pictures of the Teen Alive shop?
All right, then just give me a minute or two. Let me check.
I just muted. Anybody who wants to speak, just unmute yourself because of the noise in the background. Okay, Mitch.
All right, then. Thanks very much. Yeah, so I've got the some of the pictures here that are from the Thin Alive workshop, and I just got 6 of them. So I'm
talking of the finished products. Mira, do you have them?
Okay.
Those nice clothes. Yeah.
Okay, these are when they were doing it. Okay, all right then.
Yeah,
now,
this is when they're producing.
Yeah. Okay, I will drop out of
Where
this
are the
one.
finished products?
I've not got those images. I don't know if this.
Mira, do you have them with you?
Mitch, check your WhatsApp page. All the pictures are there.
Mira, if you have them, send it again to him so that. Mira, you are muted. If you have them, send it again to him.
Yeah, ma, I'll send it right away.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting for those images to come through, the floor is open now for any concerns that people can raise, or any questions that people have, or any doubts or clarity that people will need before we go forward. Because I think we're almost at the end of the presentation, what we had to present to the community. And as we said, if there's any further information that anybody needs, then the person can then reach out to ourselves, and we should be more than happy to respond to that. So the floor is open now for any questions that any member of the community would like to ask or report on. Thank you.
Okay, if no, it's up to DAC. If no questions are coming, or was Mira planning to show the pictures, Omar and Asta?
Yeah, I think that's the last thing. We'll just share the pictures of some of the clothes, and people can send us emails, or information if they need to order anything.
Is it the one you sent to me before, Sister Mirabe?
No, the clothes we have with us from Thin Alive. Yeah.
Oh, the one that came through. Oh, okay.
Yes, all those beautiful clothes that we need to sell.
All the outfits
yeah.
Alive. That's what we need.
Okay. Let me check the folder that I have those things. Sorry, I was actually thinking that it was something different.
Check your WhatsApp. I send it all to you.
Yeah. So just bear with me. In fact, just 1 minute. I know where those are the pictures that will be going on the site for sales, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Let me get them. No worries. All right, then I'm bringing them up. I think I uploaded them all onto the site. So some of the pictures repeated itself. So there will be more pictures there because I've just uploaded some, which will be made available. We've not had any prices on them, but once people visit the website, once we've got that sorted out between today and tomorrow, before the site goes finally live, they will be able to see some of the items. So all right, then let me share the screen now. So these are some of the items that we have that came through, as you guys can see. So these are some of the products that were being made by our vulnerable people who are refugees now in Nigeria.
No, in ground one, these are,
I keep on saying Nigeria, yeah.
These are IDPs, yeah.
IDPs, yeah. So these are some of the dresses that they did from the center, and as you can see, there are more of them that will be made available. I'm still working on the images to get them all up on the site. As we say, all these products are already available in the US, and for those who would like to get theirs, they should just visit the DAC website. It will be made available there for them to be able to make their purchases. So there will be more pictures coming up. So these are actually rainbow fans that they did create with feathers and stuff like that. So yep, so these are some of the little products that we can say, yeah, we are really proud of the, you know, in the situation in which they find themselves, they are still able to learn and try to work and to be able to empower themselves. And I believe that with the help and support of everybody within our community, you know, we'll be seeing more really, really good products coming from them. And it's really a nice thing for them to see that what they have created, it is being purchased somewhere, and it gives them that motivation that, yeah, they have done something really well, and it's something which they should be proud of. So yeah, these are the ones which I've managed to upload onto, which I'll be working on to make it available on the site, and hopefully by tomorrow afternoon or so, the site should be made live, prices will be there. And as I said, all these proceeds are going back to support this center for us to continue empowering our people and training more and more and more of our girls who are actually engaged in this, so that tomorrow, when we're having a nation, we can consume our own products. We know that even though in our demise and in our, you know, in our melancholy or whatever we are facing, at least we are putting a smile on others' faces, that they are actually coming off from the other side with some skill sets, which will be really, really important in building the future of Southern Cameroons. So thank you very much. And thank you, Town Hall. I will be dropping off now because, yeah, I don't have much to say. I just want to appreciate 407 members that have stayed with us throughout the year of 2020. We hope to see you guys back in 2021. Some of you are back. For those who have not renewed their $20 membership, we call on you to do that. As I said, all this goes back to fund our struggle. We'll keep accounting to you via email as we do. We'll keep accounting to you on all the activities we are doing. There is nothing we keep in the shadows. Everything will be made public. We always try our best. As we say, we are not experts without you. And that's the reason why we always come back to you to set the standards that you would like us to work with as an organization serving the people of Southern Cameroons. So I want to thank Town Hall for this opportunity that they've granted DAC. And I want to thank all my peers and every other person that had the patience to sit and listen to us this evening to showcase also our little report on how we have been helping our people in our own little way. I just want to say kudos to our refugees. You're not forgotten. You're in our hearts. You will always be in our hearts. You will remain our people. We'll work, do whatever it takes for us to bring you guys back home in peace, so that someday we'll be reminiscing all these things and laughing in joy. Thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity.
Okay.
Manasta.
Yeah.
Can I come in? I just want to jive in something.
Yeah, please.
Yes, I just feel within me in my spirit to talk about DAC as not so much as the chairman of SCBC, but as my own personal person, haven't seen the great work DAC has been doing for the Ambazonian community. There is something which some people do work in this revolution and nobody gives them credit. And they themselves do not even ask for credit. And I feel within my veins to give a huge congratulations to every active member of DAC, of the DAC team, for the great work they have been doing in this revolution in the past 2 years. DAC came in and filled a space that was missing in this revolution. DAC filled a space and they filled it magnanimously. They filled it with all commitment. I believe every individual member of DAC, active member of DAC, are the people who have propelled this period where we had a loophole where the IG was divided and something was needed to be done. And DAC came in. This is not to undermine other things other people have been doing, but I want to really thank DAC, the people who idealized DAC and they put it into use, that we have a platform, a financial platform. And I want people never to forget, DAC is the most transparent financial platform I have seen in this revolution. The most